Here are spaces small on size, but big on ideas. A tiny garden cottage in Miami, a Technicolor loft in San Francisco, and automation gone extreme in Austin.
I can talk to my house, and my house talks back to me.
Douglas Ratcliffe has lived in 14 different houses in his life, but it wasn't until he moved into his tiny Miami cottage that he got a lesson in space management. Hey, Douglas.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning. Good to see you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Douglas moved to Miami intending to live in a big house, but ended up in the 400-square-foot cottage behind it. Oh, wow. This is really stylish. It's like old Hollywood in here.
I think what I was going for mostly was to have something that was stylish and comfortable. Because the space is so small, I had to feel comfortable here, and that was a big challenge for me, to be quite honest. Originally, when I came to look at the house, my hope was to move into the main house, but the tenant there had a year lease, so that's when I decided I would move into the cottage and renovate that.
Just inside the front door is a living room, just big enough to enjoy a book or a movie. It probably didn't look like this when you first moved in.
No, actually, the place, it was very well done when I bought it, and she had built-in bookcases on this wall, but I didn't need that, so I ripped it all out, which was a pretty bold statement.
That's a lot of storage. Why give that up?
They were beautiful. It wasn't like it needed to be removed.
Right.
It just needed to be removed for my personal utilization of the space. I wanted something a little softer so I could come in and relax. You know, I'm not a huge TV person, but I do like movies and DVDs, and it works great for that. I have everything I need in here and probably more.
Douglas decided to trade in having overnight guests for more office space.
So this room used to be a little more multi-purpose than it is now. It had a Murphy bed on this wall, but I needed an office.
It fits perfectly into where the Murphy bed used to be. It's totally clean lines. It matches kind of the mirror coming down with the glass top. You come over here to the computer, I didn't even notice there was a chair under here.
Yeah.
A chain link chair at that.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure would slide right back here, and we could have a third for dinner.
Absolutely.
When I look at my workspace, I've got pencils, pads, everything. We've done a great job of, in a small space, of organizing everything down to basically what you need to keep it clean.
Yeah, well, the drawers and the file cabinets work really well for that.
The desk is smart because it's just as big as he needs it to be. A lot of people create this big workspace for themselves that they don't need. I mean, he's checking email, he's surfing the web. That's pretty much it, probably.
Hanging rails double the storage in the tiny kitchen. This is a really tiny kitchen. Do you cook a lot?
I do. These railings are really great. I keep all the spices and things that I use on a regular basis out here, and then in the corner it's really great for fresh fruits and vegetables.
So the railing system's all over the kitchen. I can see you can store your pans up here, but how does this bar system work?
Well, it comes with these great little hooks, and you can hook just about anything up there.
Right,
and,
okay.
Yeah, and back here I kind of slid things on the top rail for additional storage. The one thing that I find a little bit difficult was the lack of counter space. So what I have is a big cutting board that I can pop here, and that basically doubles the counter space that you have instantly.
Some people have an in-ground pool. Douglas has an in-ground bathtub.
And then there's the loo, which I think is a great utilization of space. It's a small space, obviously, but you've got this great deep tub, which you can get down into and have a great wild shower, or sit here and have a nice soak if that's what you're into. We have a nice built-in medicine cabinet, which is recessed into the wall, which doesn't take up any additional floor space because you don't have much floor space in here.
It's good to remember that there really is a lot of dead space between your walls, which you can use. His medicine cabinet shows well how much storage space you can get and never come out beyond the plane of your wall.
The color and light in the bedroom bring the outside in.
One thing I really like about it is the natural light exposure in here. Even though it's a small space, obviously, we've got natural light coming in from 3 sides.
You also have a very large bed for a small space.
Yeah, that's one thing I just couldn't give up was a nice, large, comfortable bed. So what I did was I got a platform bed, which obviously brings it lower to the ground and still gives you the optical illusion that the room is quite large. This is one other piece that I felt like I had to add for storage since I eliminated so much through the rest of the house. And as you can see, I actually keep my bed linens in here as well in the top and all types of things.
Wow.
And then, you know, clothing and different things below. So it's a very functional piece, even though it is quite large. So let me show you my favorite room in the house.
Okay. Douglas calls the screen porch the Tiki Lounge. I can see why this is your favorite spot in the house. This is beautiful. It's very sophisticated for outdoors.
Thank you. I totally changed the look on the interior, you know, with the furnishings. I like the fact that it's outdoors and sophisticated and things that you normally wouldn't see in a tiki lounge or an outdoor environment.
An outdoor space can be like another living room. And to furnish that in the same way you would your sitting room is a great idea, or even an outdoor eating space. So if you have room even for a tiny bistro table and chairs, that's a great idea.
Try to make it very comfortable where you can, you know, pop on the sofa, lay back, read a book, relax, actually, you know, take a nap if you want.
How often do you use this space? I know I would come out here
Every day.
Every day.
Usually first thing in the morning and the last thing before I go to bed. I eat here, I bring my laptop out, and I do a lot of work here. And it's probably my favorite spot in the house just because it's so close to nature. You're just in tune with all the elements there. I think it really feels like home to me here because there's very distinct rooms with very distinct functions. Even though it's really small, they're all very separate and individual and very comfortable.
Coming up, Small Gone Elegant in Chicago. But next, Unusual Collections find a home in San Francisco.
I have one of the world's largest collection of floaty pounds. I have over 700.